hate when that happens.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Hanging Brain on Broadway. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
If they pay me enough. Hanging Brain on Broadway. Yeah, it was terrible.
When did you start saying this? And you did the dice thing like 8 times last episode. I even edited out 4 of them.
Hanging Brain?
It's like your new thing.
Once.
Go back and re-listen. It was bad.
I listened twice. I don't know. It's just a thing. You hanging brain. You've never heard that expression before? He's a locker room guy. He's hanging brain. It's a thing.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later.
Jenna got that for me for my birthday. Today's her birthday. I got her tickets to go see Funny Girl. So maybe we'll get to see Leah Michelle hang clam because that's what you do on Broadway these days. You just whip it out and act.
I was going to get to it. Happy birthday to my favorite Elias. I thought my post today was pretty good.
I didn't see it.
You liked it, you idiot.
I know.
People,
I gave her HBD.
You gave her more than that.
Yeah. Perhaps. Maybe not. You never know.
People, share the episode. Send it to a friend. We're getting some downloads. We're getting some likes. I love the comments. I love the hate. But again, the nice stuff is also good for my ego as well.
We can crush him like an egg.
Got a fun one planned. Got a fun episode planned for today, but before we get into it, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what we are drinking, because I coordinated our menses.
I have the shivers. We are drinking from the Loyal 9 cocktail, Loyal Watermelon Lemonade. It's 9% alcohol. It's vodka with lemonade, watermelon, other natural flavors with Apollo Creed shorts. Now, my can is quite cold. But I don't know what's inside because I took this thing to work by accident. It stayed in my bag all day like the gummy bears Mr. Rooney didn't want to eat. So this could be warm on the inside. Fire in the hole.
My father hasn't added a lot to my life, but one of the expressions that he uses all the time, obviously to make it up, is lack of planning on your part is of no emergency to me.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a me problem, not a we problem. So let's dance.
Release a Kraken.
Where is this thing from? Like,
with those shorts, you say?
Yugoslavia.
Oh, this is diabetes in a can, Zach. It's very sweet.
Oh, wait, it's growing on me. Oh, this would get real bad real fast.
It's Jenna's birthday. Something better be.
Yeah, exactly. Not for her. Good luck.
Zach, we need to send out a special thank you because these drinks were brought to us by my landlord. She had an event with one of her shows recently with the show Z-Way, which you can find on Showtime. Shout out to them. It's not great, but
Showtime? Cool.
But we have to give a thank you because she provided that for this episode. And the fact that you mentioned Apollo Creed, maybe I shouldn't say this. She worked with him, Carl Weathers, on a project. It's bad. That guy is like, super nice guy, but she said what's he, like 80 something?
Yeah. Is he handsy?
Well, no. As far as like trying to communicate an email, he's one of those guys that like is still figuring out how to use a computer. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, it happens. He's taking a lot of shots to the head, so don't, give him a little.
No, he hasn't. He was in a movie. They're always acting.
Why, his stunt double took a few shots to the head.
But did you see there's an outtake in Apollo, the son when Michael B. Jordan, he got knocked out cold in one of the takes.
Really?
Oh, I'll send you the video. It's good. Like cold, dead on the floor, lifeless.
He's quite the athlete. He's quite the boxer. Whatever, he's shredded. Good for him.
Episode 159. Calling this one Red Wine.
Yeah.
You make me feel so fine.
Ish.
Keep me rocking all the time.
Or it all tastes the same.
Zach, that's where I'm going with it, buddy.
I know.
Last night, we had a chance to go out for our end of the year softball team dinner. I haven't played in over a year or so, but it's always fun. And, Zach, when it comes to foreplay, okay, I'll be honest. I'm a meat and potatoes type of guy, and that's not a reference to the steak dinner. Nothing in this world gets me going more than those 3 little words. You want to guess what they are?
Red wine.
You were right. 6 to midnight.
Oh, yeah, that. I've given you 2 this last couple of days.
Go ahead. Start with the first one with the you were right.
So I had a little bit of a foot problem thing going on. I had a ball of my foot issue. I texted you. Your answer was your shoes are worn. Get new shoes. Then I made some D-bag Saucony reference, but nevertheless.
And what did I say? I wear Saucony.
I know. It's to torture you. So my new shoes came in the mail. By the way, I've worn the same size shoes since forever. I've ordered like 9 different pairs. I think somebody changed what the sizes are. Some of them were tiny. Some of them are like my grandfather's shoes. but I zeroed in on a good one. So I've had them now for 2 days, and while my foot still hurts, it's getting progressively better. So clearly,
And you haven't done any of the stretches or exercises, which is phase 2, but just getting the new shoes.
no, I was hoping you would do the stretching for my foot.
I will be seeing you this weekend.
Don't romance it. Get in there.
Don't
Nevertheless,
threaten me with a good time.
say I won't. This is going to be the Cuban Missile Crisis. Who wants to touch my foot, or would you not? Anyway, so that was one thing. Now, you've had a line for years. All red wine tastes the same. And I have never been a big red wine guy. I'm like, some 80s throwback. I like white wine. Give me like a Pinot Grigio or, even a Chardonnay. Those I can tell the difference from, actually, because they're just more unique. But the answer is, tastes like red wine. The most subtle differences for me are, and you said I used the word too much, I'm going for it again, are in its viscosity. Some are like real thin, some are like motor oil.
Or
Other
sweet.
than that,
There can be super sweet too.
ish, like this thing I'm drinking, which I don't hate, actually. So then, there's also these D-bags, some of whom I've known for years, who will do the big swirl and put his schnoz in there, swoosh it in the mouth.
You got to swallow to taste the finish, Zach.
Fondle the cork, whatever. Not, by the way, he doesn't even have the grapes to send it back. If any of those nonsensical, nuanced things aren't to his liking. So he's going to chug down the $70 bottle of Pruno that they just sold him anyway. So
the grapes, but
exactly. He doesn't have. So, like, if you're not going to, send it back if it's not perfect, then just chug your Chevets and call it a day. Send it back. Exactly. He doesn't even have the balls to do it. They're going to destroy his meal. Get the Fermunda cheese. Nevertheless, because they were being so douchey with their wines and swirls, I had beer the whole night. Give me like a Bud Light, whatever, the generic IPA that they have there. House label. The steak was average at best.
I'm the guy that goes, give me the house red, because they always it doesn't even matter. And the best part about the night last night was said friend going, oh, no, we're going to get 3 different types.
The tasting menu.
The tasting. The Shiraz, the Cabernet, the Pinot Noir. Meanwhile, they're just pouring them in there. And you're like, I don't.
Indiscriminately. Like 2 from the same bottle.
And your boy goes, oh, I can taste the difference. So I put the pedal to the metal and I said, kicking the dick. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, I will line up the 3 and you tell me which one's which. You just got to get 3 right. And quickly back down.
No, he went, yeah, I can do that. You're like, guarantee? He goes, maybe. And then I'm like, I was going to do the Princess Bride with him, the battle of wits, take 2 of the cups, shift them around, see if he's got a clue. No.
Folded like a chair. Chair.
Then someone asked you, oh, how's the wine? You go, it tastes like red wine.
It does. All red wine tastes like red wine. It's insane. You just have to hate. You have to hate wine. You can't like Chianti because that's a thing, and you have to love like Pinot Noir and Cab. That's always the cool. Oh, you know what also gets panties dropped? Malbec. For whatever reason, that's the cool one. Great. Sure. Yeah. I'll take 10. What's it matter?
Give me a Shiraz and 2 cranky Aussie girls. No, like I can tell the difference between Manischewitz and real red wine, and I can tell the difference between like really bad, like from the Italian restaurant, in middle of nowhere America. Fine, that you can tell. That's real. That's like bathwater wine. But any decent bottle, $14 to $140, exactly. I couldn't tell you which is better. So give me the $9 bottle and a fun straw. Let's go.
Let's segue as far as the price goes.
I generally don't love warm drinks with a meal. So I'd always rather a white wine or a beer to have the hot, cold thing going on.
Segueing as far as the price and everything goes, he doesn't listen to the show, so I don't think he's going to know it, but I'm going to go ahead.
It's delicious.
You're crazy.
Delicious.
I need to spit. It's so sweet.
I'm swallow.
Zach, I cannot take anymore. This is a bit that's 10 years old. It's like people who tell jokes. I've heard it too many times. It's not yours. People, when you go to a restaurant and they start doing you don't get the cheapest wine, you get the 3rd cheapest one. You know the bit I'm talking about, and somebody did it last night.
The Ron Katz bit that he went on a rant about, where he was pretty much like playing 3-dimensional chess with the wine list.
Ron Katz?
Not Ron Katz. Wow, what am I talking about? I love Ron Katz, by the way. I didn't read his name. The Steve Shackman. I'll call him out. Sorry, Ron. And by the way, I didn't have a Bud Light. I had the house IPA. It was fine.
I've heard this bit for years, to the point that, by the way, they mark up everything there. Yeah, the Oriana salad, it was $40 for some rabbit lettuce and a tomato. Like, who cares? All the wine is insanely marked up. It all tastes the same. If you think there's a difference and a better for those bottom 3, you're on drugs.
Yeah. Get the cheapest bottle they have and get the most expensive bottle they have. And if you can tell which one is which, they're both free. Let's play that game.
Some things that you can tell the difference. I was trying to think of like what's the opposite of this. Zach, you know what my other gripe is? When you call tech support, and I'm not going to do the voice, but the person's like, "Hello, my name is Jonathan." You're like, "No, it's not, Sanjay. We can be real now. I can pronounce your name."
Meanwhile, I get those guys, and I'm ready to fight immediately. And like they get me, and like we're sweating blood, and he called me Sir, Mr. Ellis, and I had to get what gives me the red ass is when you get transferred to the supervisor, they don't know the backstory. No one's filled them in, so you got to retell it each time. So I'm not allowed to call customer service in my house because we fight. Jenna calls. Oh, she gets some girl in Iowa. Oh, you want me to just flip the switch to make your internet work again? No problem. 2 minutes later, she's maid of honor at her wedding. Like, the child's being named after her. Me, I'm like shirtless. I'm wearing war paint. I'm sweating. I'm fighting with Sanjay. It's insane. Immediately, I get that guy. I get right back to Bangalore.
The other thing that I can tell the difference with, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. It's been on my list to bring up because I wasn't sure, but full disclosure, I like Popeyes. I think we all know this.
We do.
I go through the drive-thru, I pull up, and it starts with a guy who sounds like he's a very nice gentleman. He's like, "Welcome to Popeyes, I'll take your order." And I tell them the order, and then they go, then it quickly changes to a girl going,
and
drive right round. And then I get to the front, and it's a very nice Asian woman, and it's almost like they have a pre-recorded welcome, but it's not very upbeat. But the guy is definitely saying like, "Welcome to Popeyes." There are no men working there. Certainly no nice gentlemen that would be doing this. I thought that was really weird. Like, what type of con are they trying to play? And be like, "Oh, we have guys back here. Don't rob us."
And then, I don't even. I've never been to a drive-through since probably 1998. But nevertheless, yeah, I guess the guy was pre-recorded, but you got, the little. I'd be more scared of her. Not gonna mess around.
Not scared or not. It's just weird that they have this kind of. I'll use a Zachism. This whole song and dance. Like there's somebody else taking my order.
It's a shtick going on. It
didn't make any sense.
It's digitized anyway. It's all AI.
I try to go away from drive-thrus. I actually like going in where I feel like it's more personal.
Eat in the car? It's so fat and.
I drive and eat all the time. I'm making house calls. That's what I do. But
find a park bench. You're better than that.
In Jersey?
You're better than that. You got you throw it into the passenger seat, and some guy opens it, and like 9 quarter-pounder boxes come out, and then you look sheepish.
I clean out my car because it smells really bad. But there are times that Julie will get in the car and go, "Did you have McDonald's today?" I'm like, "Yes, I did."
I gave this wedding 6 months.
She's
either gonna leave you or she's gonna kill you like White Lotus style.
Oh, we can't talk about it, but I want to.
Why not?
No, it's like 48 hours.
Pat Kiernan told me that we can today. He says you have a 24-hour window, and I trust him. He's Canadian. He's been reading me newspaper forever. If you don't know what happened by now,
White Lotus blew up. It became a phenomenon, and there are people that are catching up. Zach, let's just wait a week. A week is fair.
Not happy about it. I'm still one behind on Fleischman. He's got his problems.
Oh, wait, did I tell you to watch that?
My dad did.
Oh, it's not great, but we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I like her. I like Lizzie Kaplan. She does it for me.
No, thank you.
Why not?
I'm more into Seth Cohen on that show.
I don't know. She checks a lot of my Chewy boxes.
Zach, I need to announce something. I put this in our show notes. I think I'm joining the Taliban.
Go on. Nothing's throwing me these days. I've had a few of these wines. Let's go.
So I heard on the news the other day that the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan again.
Dental plan?
They did their first public execution, which the news you're going, "Oh, that's horrible." The execution was the father of a kid who got murdered got to murder the guy who did it in public. Zach, nothing better than revenge.
It's revenge. That's
revenge.
That's Hammurabi style.
I'll tell you, man, if you really want to cut down on some of the BS stuff that happens in this world, assuming you got the right guy, go kill them in the town square. The father feels better. People see it. It's super embarrassing. I love it. How
old was the kid? Like 7? Just
no, I think it was like somewhere of the age to buy a gun, and I think he stabbed or killed this guy's son. I'm thinking to myself, you want to curb violence? I love it. I'm all in.
So, like, essentially, if you kill the father, even if it's like a 6-year-old, you could just you pull him up like a pinata, and the kid beats you senseless till you die. I'm
I
in.
don't know how that works. I'm just saying, like, I
No,
feel
it just works. You should make
nothing
it
worse in
happen.
this world than losing a kid, and then next thing you know,
Right.
it's like that's as close to you're gonna get as like feeling good about some
Yeah,
stuff.
that's as close to closure as you're gonna need to get. You
Kid-
get physical closure. You close the book.
Taliban, horrible, and the way they made this out on the news, you're like, and the horribleness. And I heard the story, and I went, actually, I think I'm with them.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do it myself than have a lethal injection. At least give me the option. If I say no, if I pass on my option, but it should be right of first refusal to the person.
Right of first refusal.
Yeah, like a condo. Right of first refusal.
So Zach, as far as I'm
Ron
concerned,
Katz likes Lizzie Kaplan too. See, good geniuses know these things.
wait, is there a genius that you or who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
me and Ron Katz both would stoop Lizzie Kaplan. What's wrong with that? She could do worse.
As far as I'm concerned, the World Cup is over. Okay, we had our bet. Good thing I didn't double down.
Between
And
6 of these,
and I'm
you'd
gonna be
be
doing.
smacked.
I'm going to be doing my 3 clear bullshits probably next week or the week after. We'll figure it out. But Zach, I watched more soccer in the last 2 weeks than I have in
It's exciting.
maybe ever. Like I think I watched 3 games. Well, I watched
How
the
does
U.S.
Harry Kane go back to England? Poor bastard. How do you miss the goal? It's not even Gordon Bombay. The thing is huge. If the goalie saves it, he's paid him a ton of money to do his best in the world. You put him in the 14th row.
I have 5 thoughts about my World Cup review that I want to go through with you, and I want your thoughts.
Yeah.
First one. Now, mind you, as of right now, we know one team in the finals. We do not know the other because they play tomorrow. Anything before the actual final, I'm tired of crying. There is no crying for the fans, for the players. It's insane that there's crying over these games.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, although I guess if the Orioles did something and then you knew they weren't going to play a game for 4 more years, you'd be pretty pissed too.
No. If the Orioles won the World Series, I'll admit I would probably get tears. Maybe I got a little choked up when they won the AL East and I was watching it at home. This was back in
If the
2014.
Mets win, I'm going to be sobbing like a baby.
Fair enough.
Even with their $5 billion team.
Fair enough. Are you crying any point before that or for a loss?
No.
It drove the fans in the stands. That drove me crazy. My second thought about the World Cup, when they're playing and the crowd is doing their cheers and they're doing the shot. And when they're just playing, love it. Absolutely loved it.
I missed the Vuvuzela.
Nah,
Horrible.
Didn't we decide that was like 110 on the Mo scale or something?
It'll mess you up. No, fuck. You'll be walking out of that thing rattled.
But keeping with the shots, the shot thing is so good. I wish they did that more in basketball and in hockey. But why don't they shoot more? I know you're trying to get like this perfect play. The amount of times, like in hockey, sometimes you cross the blue line, wind it up, and take a slap shot.
Yeah,
Ask Ovechkin. He's almost at 800 right now. Just shoot the fucking ball, see what happens. Yeah. There should be more of that.
I agree. More shooting. Good things happen when you put the ball on net.
Every shot not taken, Wayne Gretzky.
That's true. They should shoot more. A lot of dancing and, the whole game is played in the midfield, just back and forth.
It's terrible.
But, when they do score, it's incredible. I think a penalty shot, you should have to keep your motion. I hate when they like stutter step and try to. No, the minute you go forward, you got to keep it forward momentum. No balking it. By the way, there's on a PTI about it, how they love how Messi does it. He just sort of walks up and then hits it 700 miles an hour.
He's crazy.
Like he has a rocket. Jesus Christ. Yeah, none of that dancing.
Thought number 3. I'm calling this the Frankie Edgar haircut. Frankie Edgar is a kid from Jersey who has a nice little kind of Guile from Street Fighter upstairs and shaved in the back, like your old Guido young kids. They all have this. Can we bring back the Locks of Love Lawless look? I mean, I really liked when they used to wear the headband and they had lettuce and it flowed.
My favorite, because I could do it at the time, was Carlos Valderrama. The blonde fro that just dropped, and it was
go!
And it just stopped right here. It was perfect. He looked like Olmec.
I agree. That drives me crazy. Segue to, why the hell, you've played sports, I played sports, why are they putting gel in their hair to play these games? They look insane.
Because they've got to look sexy for the little kid that walks them out. Which, by the way, what the fuck's with that? Some little 9-year-old.
So somebody asked me why they did that, and I had to be like, because charity. I actually don't know why they do that.
It's to show the joy and beauty of like a kid's game. Yeah, it's now just total creepy. Like
it's
why don't they just have your hands in each other's back pockets like that point? Like go all in. You and some 8-year-old boy. some South American Catholic priest country. Good Lord, man.
The last thing that I saw was apparently a cat got on top of the podium when the Brazilian head coach was going to give his pre-game speech or post-game or something, and they're saying that curse. How the hell did a cat get in there?
Ask the Cubs in '73.
I wasn't there. I have no idea.
You don't know about the Black Cat game? How Mets Cubs in the
How
playoffs?
old are you?
I'm not alive, but I've seen it. Ask your boy Ron. Black Cat was let loose in Shea, walked up to Ron Santo, stared at him, and then the Cubs lost. I mean, it's one of another Billy Goat things.
You're going with that's the most relevant Cubs loss thing, not the Bartman ball thing?
It's all of it. It's a body of work. Billy Goat, Black Cat, Bartman. Oh, there's a lot going on with them.
All right,
yeah,
Zach.
see Santo on the on-deck circle. Exactly. He knows.
You guys are so old, and you're going to die so much sooner than me.
Not when we keep drinking these. We're going out together, baby.
Zach, can I move on to Pishadoo, or did you have something that was on your mind?
I had quirky little
go ahead.
topics. Hold on. What do I got here? Where's my phone? I know I have the internet and should be spanking to real porn, but I don't necessarily need that. I like nip slips. Did you hear about the poker player? She's great. Sashimi is her name. And she wears these like low-cut dresses, and every now and then to distract the male opponent, she'll just let a nip slip go and just sit there with a tit out playing poker like she doesn't even know she's doing it. Apparently, works all the time.
I like it. That's smart.
Yeah, a genius. Oh, excuse me, did I do that for 4 hands? Like, she's brilliant. A man in Dallas turned 100, and to celebrate, his daughter, who's probably 60, took him to a strip club.
Love it. Died?
No, maybe at this point, it was 2 days ago, probably. But nevertheless, to go to daughter? I mean, maybe he doesn't have a lot of friends. He's 100, but still, Jesus Christ.
Hey, you're trying to give the joy to your parent. I don't hate that.
Question for you as I got joy, all right. Question for you as a doctor. I saw today in the New York One Morning Show that hitting the snooze button makes you more tired throughout the course of the day and your life.
Yeah, you're better off just if you're going to snooze 3 times, you're statistically better to just sleep for 30 more minutes than wake up. Yeah, because you don't get back to your REM cycle. Do I need to explain that? Or you?
No, that was good. And what bothers me is now that New York and Gale Brewer, who's a lot, is cracking down on illegal weed being sold at the stores. Nobody gave a shit for the last 400 years when illegal weed was being sold
because they get money now, because they're getting tax money.
They get a few bucks, and now it's all a SWAT team comes in.
Oh, by the way, your city, I'm not approved by any stretch. It reeks like Cheech and Chong. The whole city smells like weed everywhere.
The whole city, everywhere. Is anybody not stoned?
I have no idea, but everybody's.
Guy who sits outside the subway every morning as I get out to go to work, who's just rolling blunts and smoking. He's just like fat guy outside of a hostel. Good for him. That's pretty much all I got as far as topics that slow news week, and we did steak dinners. That was fun.
Pishadoo of the week. Zach, I have 7 candidates. Are you ready?
Yes. Uncle Jack, is he one of them?
I listen to a bunch of different podcasts, a lot of sports things, and the way people do is they'll advertise, like, oh, come listen to mine. I heard this ad the other day. It was called I just described it as the Sports Bros Italian Guys podcast. It was called the Fanboy Fusco, and they basically do this whole, hey, if you like ESPN, we're not for you. If you think Tom Brady's the GOAT, get out of here. And then I just stop and I go, this sounds like every douchebag who sits at a bar and wants to talk about their takes on sports that are idiots. Okay. Zach, you can hate him all you want. You can wish bad things. Tom Brady's the best goddamn player that ever played. I mean, he won 7 Super Bowls. Like, I'm not arguing anymore.
More Super Bowls than most people have, appearances or wins.
I can't listen. I don't want to hear a podcast about people who have the guy at the bar take. I'm at bars sometimes, and when you hear people talk, I don't engage.
I hate him as much as any athlete ever. Respect the hell. Actually, respect the hell to most athletes I hate, except for that douchebag at third base for the Braves, Larry
Chippa.
That asshole. Hate him. And Utley too. Do I ever hate? And Reggie. There's a lot of hate that I've pricked.
Candidate. Didn't win one. Candidate number 2. You're gonna have to pick the Pishadoo here. Neon Dion, new coach at Colorado. He came in guns blazing.
He fired everyone.
Wait, he had a press conference and he said. He said, I'm bringing my own luggage. You guys better check out the transfer portal, which he basically put everybody on notice. He gets named coach, promptly names his son the starting QB.
Yeah, it sounds good, though.
Is he the Pishadoo or the people who weren't ready
I'll let you know in 9 months how they do. Like,
who do they play? They don't play anybody in Colorado, right?
I don't know, but like the guy.
Baylor?
I don't know. If he showed up at the dinner table to recruit, you'd have fun. You'd go there.
I would. I'm just saying that, like, if I'm there and he comes in and be like, get your popcorn ready. If I'm playing there, I'm 100% looking for another place to play.
Yeah.
You're gone.
You're gone because he's going to bring in his own crew and it's going to be a
Exactly.
freak show. It's going to be showtime there.
Showtime.
It's going to be absolutely insane for 2.5 years until the recruiting violations just mount. Just pile
There
up.
are no more violations, I don't think.
You can't pay just random. You can't just throw money as image and
Yes,
likeness.
you literally can.
No, you can't just roll up with a Corvette full of money and bribe people. It has to be like used properly.
You go to a dealership, give them money, and say, give this to a kid.
You know there's going to be violations.
No, there's not anymore.
Mike Leach, Mr. Violation, deceased.
Okay, I was going to bring this up, Mike Leach. I was listening to stuff today, and people were like, he invented the air raid offense, and Lincoln Riley, and Cliff Kingsbury, and he's changed the game so much. And Wes Welker, who I didn't know was one of his tutelages and will be a head coach soon enough. And then I actually forgot about this, but one of my buddies goes, do you not remember when he locked that kid in the closet because he had a concussion?
Yeah. He's nuts.
I actually had to go down a deep rabbit hole to be like, I thought he was an asshole. And the way people are talking about him, like the saddest case ever, he was a big step down from Joe Paterno. But still, let's put a little asterisk.
Maniac.
Okay, I'm just making sure you were with me on this. So
He's Mr. Violation. He's violation bingo.
Candidate number 3. Did you hear about the Korean age scandal?
No.
Apparently South Koreans have been adding a year to a kid's life forever, and they finally decided to call bullshit on this. You basically are born at 1, and then when you turn your actual first birthday, you just start with 2.
Chinese do that too.
They're going back and taking a year away from all these Korean people.
They're retroactively making you younger. I want that.
You still look like shit. That doesn't help for you.
Well, at least be younger.
How is this a
so
thing?
Arbitrary. Your age is fabricated. You die when you die.
They're making a big deal out of an interview where somebody asked Kevin Durant, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, what are your thoughts on Aaron Judge's deal? And he responded, I don't care. I'm a Nationals fan. And they gave him grief about it. I was like, good for him.
Good for him.
You do not have enough sports athletes that subscribe to the I'm born here. Now, we both know, like, I've actually had this conversation with Julia where I'm like, if our kid became a sports fan, she hates the Cowboys, I hate the Steelers. I said, I would wear their college jersey every game, but I'm never wearing a Steelers jersey. And Julia goes, oh no, I am in all the Cowboys regalia if my kid is playing on the team. There needs to be more, oh no, fuck that team. I hate that team. I like that. I like that a lot.
I will never wear a Phillies jersey. I will never wear a Yankees jersey. I'll never wear a Braves jersey. I wouldn't even wear a Mets Subway Series shirt because of the Yankees logo on it.
Zoe marries the stud center fielder for any of those teams. You get tickets. What are you wearing?
Met stuff or nothing.
Okay, like, I'm glad you're the same because I feel the same.
No fucking way I'm wearing his shitty jersey. He can wear mine.
Slow pitch softball jersey?
Yeah. It's a Z on the back, number 26. Exactly. No, I'm not wearing some Braves jersey, and I'm not moving to Hotlanta for her center fielder. She should be so lucky. She's probably wind up with the Jewy second baseman.
With Jewy ball boy, it's more like it.
Yeah, to give Brad Ausmus over there.
Candidate number 5. Governor Greg Abbott, that terrible, terrible man, has gone ahead and banned all government employees from downloading TikTok on their government-approved devices.
Yeah, because of the Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. Zach, I have a government-approved device. I'm not downloading anything on there that shouldn't be on there.
Well, I think government-approved.
I work for the government. Do you not know this?
I don't know. That's government? Rubbing those upper thighs for the state? Chris Christie and you doing your thing?
My point is, I work for a nonprofit of the state of New Jersey. But anyways, my point is, who the hell...
Who's a nonprofit? Dirty word.
No, I profit. They don't profit.
They're better that way.
Who is downloading stuff on a work tablet? Like, nobody. I think that's idiotic. And the fact they're trying to make Abbott the bad guy, I'm like, because people hate him because he's very, like, right-wing. Oh, I'm not saying he's great, but that drove me really crazy because they're going, terrible person. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that.
No, you shouldn't. That's my choices?
No, I'm not done. I got 2 more. Candidate number 6. I think I might be a week late on this, but the GM for the Titans got fired. And he got fired. They fired him when the Philadelphia Eagles came to town and their former wide receiver, A.J. Brown, stomped them. Absolutely stomped them. And basically, the GM, who made a couple of bad decisions, gets fired because the shiny new toy that he gave away scores 3 touchdowns against him, and they fire him the next day. I thought it
Why?
was
That's so bad. They did that in Houston too with the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Worst trade ever. They traded Hopkins for a backup running back, and the whole staff got fired.
wait, but did DeAndre Hopkins come to town and light them up, and then they got fired?
No, he lit everybody else up, and they realized they fucked it up, and he.
I'm okay with that. They kept this around. AJ Brown's having a great season. They fired the GM the day after he comes into Tennessee and scores 3 touchdowns. I just thought that was okay. And
you make a mistake, you get fired. That's business.
Last candidate. Apple is being...
That guy who sent this schwanz to our friend, and he got fired. You make a mistake, you get fired. That's business.
Apple's being sued by 2 women because their exes were smart enough to take those little Apple AirTags, put them, I don't know, in their car, on their luggage, whatever, and then they got caught cheating on their husbands, and they got a bet, and they're now suing Apple. And I heard this, and I go, be better at cheating, which you shouldn't do, or don't cheat on your husbands. Why are they suing Apple?
God bless America if they get a nickel for this. I mean, like, this is why the terrorists hate us. This is why you execute someone in a town square, because people like that exist. Korea.
For the age thing?
Yeah. Or just in general, but yeah, for the age thing.
In general.
Wait, are they going to hold on? Are they going to win the Apple suit? Is Apple going to pay them just go away?
It could be hush money. This is as of yesterday.
Because
I'm not
if
following
Apple
the case.
pays them to go away, I'm suing Apple.
You're
I don't need a
suing Apple?
reason. Why not? I'll figure out a reason. Midway through the set, give me $200,000 to go away. Done. They would make me sign whatever. Who cares? It's America.
All right, Zachy. I got trivia. I didn't know we talked so much about wine, but I decided I'm going to test your knowledge about wine today, and I got 5 interesting questions. Are you ready?
Franzia.
Question number 1. The oldest uncovered winery dates back to 4100 BC. It is located in A, Armenia, B, Australia, C, France, D, Italy.
Armenia.
Is correct. Good for you.
Well, what else has been around the 4100?
Candidate the second. Plus or minus 15 miles an hour. How fast does a cork come out of a champagne bottle?
212 miles an hour.
And you thought I gave you a 15 plus or minus?
I have no idea.
50 miles an hour.
Really? Still pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's the most fun part of all of champagne is the cork. Everything else is bad after that. It's average.
Question number 3. Plus or minus 50. Approximately how many grapes does it take to make a bottle of wine?
Ooh. I don't know. 484.
200.
I'm not even in the ballpark here.
This one I didn't do too much research on. I'm just going to trust the internet.
Okay.
Plus or minus 10,000. How many bottles of wine did Winston Churchill drink in his life?
That was a Beth question.
I assume that he was sharing these wine. I mean, this is insane, right?
If you give me that kind of range, it's got to be 112,000
bottles of wine he drank.
Plus 10,000.
42,000 bottles of wine is what the internet says Winston Churchill drank. Guy came up with some gems.
Who was he? Wade Boggs? That, by the way, that's the most undefeated record in sports. The Boggs record.
Agreed.
No one's breaking it. And he went 3 for 4 the next day in Seattle. He's an animal. And he didn't pee once, so they say. I couldn't do it. He sat there pissing himself.
I was chugging water all day today, and I just peed nonstop. It got to the point that
I pee nonstop every day. Every 12 minutes I'm peeing.
Question number 5. Which country consumes the most wine in the world? Is it A, Argentina, B, France, C, España, or D, USA?
Is it per capita or just bottles?
Oh my God, Zach, I don't know.
USA.
Correct answer is USA.
Is number 1. We have more people.
No, we have alcoholism is what it is.
Yeah.
Apparently France was like right behind us though.
But they have fewer people, so they're fucking fall down sots. Those frogs.
Booze your daddy the podcast.
Or not? Has frogs been canceled?
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. Zach, the guy who did the 1988 Pan Am bombings, got caught. How do you get caught 30 years after the fact?
I don't know. I just be better at your job. But can you imagine, like, they just showed up and then he's fucked. It's over.
We out.